Captain, good to see you. I know this will sound crazy, but I need your help. The armies. I think I've come up with a way to turn the assembly against Victor, but for it to work, I'm gonna need allies.
That's not crazy, Zach. He's out of control. Something needs to be done. The army always remembers a good soldier's loyalty. Sure as hell can't help you officially, but we'll do anything we can for you under the table.
Zachariah.
What's going on?
You probably remember that someone turned in my mother. She was one of our backers in Ophir. Without her, our plans to smuggle out our brothers are quite impossible to happen. And I miss her a lot. And then there was Kane's attack while we were about to seal the deal with that Aurora official. Someone turned us to our enemies once again. This can't be sheer coincidence. Someone is trying to slow down our effort and impede our cause. Beyond the fact that what happened to my mother deserves vengeance, I must stop the one who is behind those betrayals, or he will end up making our young nation lose.
Are you thinking of someone in particular? Maybe Kane's men? After all, he did step in to scuttle the negotiations with the merchant.
No, only a few people knew my plans, and even fewer my mother's identity, especially not Kane. He must have been given information on the negotiator. I don't have a name, unfortunately, and that's why I'm asking for your assistance. It's probably someone close. Someone who lived in Ophir with a good excuse to travel to Noctis often. You're good at investigation. I've seen you at work. Help me find the culprit and stop him from doing any more harm.
All right. I guess that we could learn more about that traitor by talking to the Valley people.
Thank you, Zachariah.
Don't know if you've heard.
Look, I'm not gonna tell you your business, because I sure as shit wouldn't want you telling me mine, but
Everything they've done.
you're gonna be
They
asking
attacked
your
our
old
city.
comrades for help. I doubt they're gonna want to do it if you're also banding with rebels, you
I
know?
don't mind so much, since if that's true, it'll bring my daughter back home.
She's still fighting at the front?
Yeah. Haven't had any news in ages. ASC is blocking all contact with our soldiers.
Tale about Aurora's dowser? What? That he was killed? It's all BS if you ask me. If there was 1 ounce of truth to it, the ASC would have been all over this newfound vulnerability.
Still, hard to have smoke without fire. Maybe he's sick or gone missing.
Make the slightest move, you're a dead man.
What does the man want?
Quiet. Shut up. Scum sent me to free you and bring you to the Underworks. You should be able to get out from there.
Scum sent you? Yes. Thank you. They had stopped hoping they could ever escape. They will follow you wherever you lead. If they go that way, man, they will die. They must go to the Underworks like man said earlier. What does the man...
Quiet.
If they go that way, man, they will die. They must go to the underworks, like man said earlier. Go that way, man. They will die. They must go to the underworks, like man said earlier. If they go that way, man, they will die. They must go to the underworks, like man said earlier. Go that way. They will die.
Here we go. Through this trapdoor, you'll reach the underworks, and from there, the canyons. The mutants and merchants will be more than happy to take you in, and bring you to Mutant Valley. Go on. You're free now.
Look around. Look around.
I'm looking for mutants that may have been in both Ophir and Noctis the past few years.
There are many. Before settling in the valley, most mutants from Ophir passed through Noctis.
Any of them still go back to Noctis regularly? Any that might have been close to Phobos back in the day?
Fewer than many, for sure. Why? Are you still watching us? Think we still belong to you?
Stop. Don't do that. My friend here is only trying to help me with a personal issue. One of our own, I believe. Sabotage missions we took on to try and help Mutant Valley. We are trying to figure out who that might have been.
So, someone with a grudge against you. Perhaps one of Kane's clan.
But they wouldn't have known about Phobos' mother.
Then someone from Kane's clan who was once close to Phobos. His friends Deimos and Seth may fit that bill. Can you let me return to my work now?
Sure, of course. Thank you. Goodbye then.
Of course. Come back.
Good news. I have enough water for my plants again.
Yes, all thanks to Phobos' human friends. Without this well, we would have lost countless animals and crops.
And with the perpetual arrival of refugee brothers, we probably would have run out of water too.
We could have rationed in a state of emergency.
Hi there. You know Phobos?
I should hope so. It was him who freed me from the mine I was forced to labor in. Thank you, Phobos, from my heart.
You are welcome. I hope we will all be free someday.
Someone tried to sabotage his plans. Maybe the mutants who used to be close to him. The ones that went to Ophir and Noctis.
Whether they went to Ophir or Noctis, I do not know. But I have heard the two of your right hands, Seth and Deimos, hold a grudge against you for abandoning them. And Seth, I have heard, has grown close to Kane.
In Mutant Valley?
No, not there. We saw them for a short time, a long time ago. Perhaps you can catch up to them.
Thank you.
I cannot believe this.
Who are Seth and Deimos?
I escaped with Seth. He was one of my first companions. I would have died time and time again without his help in the desert. Would have never been able to succeed in my first attempts at seeding Mutant Valley. And Deimos is the radical type, but always a good companion who was integral in building Mutant Valley. We took our freedom names together.
Freedom names?
Names to take back our identities. Re-earn our dignity from names like dirt and scum that identified us before. When a mutant finally understands what freedom he has, he usually changes his name. And for such occasion, we have developed ceremonies. Deimos and I chose, together, the names of our planet's moons, the names of the sons of the god Mars in ancient Earth mythology. Names that gave us strength and pride, elevated us from the lows we had been dragged through.
Shit. I can't... They were like brothers to you, right, Phobos? Fuck, these days, who can you trust? Damn.
I don't want to feel like I can't trust anyone. Maybe it's just fate playing a cruel game. I chose to side with the humans at a great cost, only to be betrayed by my own brothers. Now that we are at full strength, we must devise a way to compromise Victor's popularity at the Assembly.
I've got a lead. There's this grizzled old general who's been bitching about the lack of info he gets about Aurora. Right now, he's the only one with the balls to call Victor the Dictator incompetent. According to him, the Aurora Dowser's down shit creek and may have been booted off his post. If we can prove that General is right and isn't just some senile old man, maybe the Army's head honchos will be pissed enough at the Colonel to kick his buns in the sun.
We would need hard evidence.
I'm almost positive that Dandolo can help us. Noctis sends merchants everywhere, after all.
We also have some connections with Technomancers over there. They should be able to tell us what happened.
We could try Anton. Aurora's a little far, but there's no place that's safe from Anton's little birds.
It's a start.
Even if abundance is run from the top down, members of the Assembly would pay attention to uprisings. Some of your local allies could help you stir up some anger in the masses. The ASC has made their lives miserable for months. People are arrested on a whisper, live huddled in fear. It would not take much to spark the powder keg.
It's a good idea, but we can't influence entire populations by ourselves. We'd need allies hidden among the people.
Back when I was an artist, I got into some altercations with Assembly members who thought my shows were blasphemy. Maybe it was because I didn't say Hail to the Shadow 50 times. I can't say for sure, but if we could get them to think that Victor isn't a devout believer, we could get the large religious sect of the Assembly to revoke their support and demand his banishment. Or we could just give them a little nudge in the right direction by making them believe Victor steals relics for his own use.
I would have loved the chance to put Victor on the wrong end of that hardcore, prank. But I don't know who can help us do it. How disappointing.
One last thing. I was told the High Judge endorses all of Victor's decisions, even though I know for a fact that he hates him, which is more than a bit strange. The judge is such an honest man.
Or if you're in the mood to make a scandal, I've got everything we need. Did you know that Victor employs young women to worm out information on men he keeps tabs on? And I'm not Victor, but I have a feeling he used that info to blackmail these same men. If we can prove it, the Assembly would have a major meltdown. Their beloved colonel, a pimp? To find evidence of his trafficking, we could look for the orders he gave his goons. Have you seen his hands? Far too immaculate to be doing this dirty work himself.
If Anton's letting it happen on his territory, there's probably some kickbacks in it for him. So since he's not gonna help us, we need to gather first-hand intel ourselves. I could start asking former prostitutes, but back in my days as an officer, I ran into a band of girls, and I think this exploited girls topic may interest them. Maybe enough for them to help us.
Indeed. How's this? I've heard that a small faction of the Assembly blindly backs up Victor, no matter how crazy the project is. So I believe it almost certain that their chief of this faction was bribed. So unless we bribe him ourselves, we'll have to silence him.
It's not ideal, but I have no way of finding out what dirt the ASC has on that man. We'll have to go without his support, and hope we can get enough voters elsewhere.
All these ideas will indeed cut off Victor from his support network.
But
this is going to sound self-interested, but if we could help the mutants escape from the pen, it would expedite the Colonel's downfall. The people and the Assembly would be outraged to know that after decades of civilized control, Victor was the one who couldn't keep them in check. I'd like to see the Colonel try to justify his mistake of so many slaves, particularly ones notorious for their feeble minds.
no, it's not selfish. It's a good plan. We're gonna help mutants in the pen prepare their escape. After a mass breakout like that, his reputation will never be the same. Thank you, all of you, for the ideas. Now let's make them happen. Hi.
Zachariah, to what do I owe this privilege?
I helped free your brothers.
Everybody? Did you say?
Yeah, every one of them, safe and sound.
Oh, Zachariah, you are priceless. All the lives you have saved, all the good you've done. Thank you. However, with my thanks, May I also?
Of course.
Our growing nation is still trying to find itself. We can't continue to endure something that we feel is not true, but at the same time we have this yearning to look to the past to help explain our creation.
And you want me to help with that somehow? I'm not sure.
We are undertaking research in attempt to understand the ties that still bind us to the
Ah, and you want relic?
Yes, to understand our connection to the past. But not just any relics. I've heard of 2 particular relics that might enlighten.
Not the kind of relics you find in a thief's inventory.
No, from what I've heard, one's in Ophir.
All right. I can try to find them for you, but just trust me. More often... I heard you escaped.
Through a very fact one riot.
You remember?
Yes.
So...
Aid.
I
am sorry, Zachariah. Even if his death made way for our escape,
Greetings, Zachariah.
Rumor is Aurora's dowser was deposed. I need to know it's more than rumor, though. If it's true, we might be able to convince some members of the Assembly that Victor needs to go.
Even though I don't like the idea of continuing the conflict between Abundance and Aurora that has caused so much suffering, if it's what needs to be, I have a few contacts among Aurora's Technomancers. They're not quite brothers, but they're at least like cousins. And I've heard their messengers. Let me show you. This one here. If you go, you may be able to stop one of their couriers. If the news you're expecting is as important as you...
Thanks, Melvin.
Zachariah, I've received a message from Dandolo. He has some information on the disappearance of Patience.
Really? Did he learn where he was taken?
The ASC had him locked up in an old dome near Ophir. In his message, he says that it's a dome that Technomancers used to use. Does this sound familiar to you?
Hard to forget. Yes. That's where initiations would take place before a mantis destroyed everything. We'll have to go free him. The place must be teeming with soldiers fighting for Victor. But we can't leave the old Technomancer in their hands.
Sorry, pal, can't go through.
Repent!
I had something else.
Sorry, pal, can't...
Hi. I was told the Colonel was using girls.
Then you were told the truth. Though saying exploited rather than used would be more accurate. He puts them with guys he wants information from, who they blackmail. They need to do everything and anything the guys want them to do, too. Real bad things a lot of times. Real.
If you have any evidence, it'd help me bring Victor to his knees.
Yes, well, the girls had a pimp who'd collect all the info for his boss on a tablet. Write down all Victor's orders. Kinda stupid if you ask me, but most thugs are. So, in case you're not catching on, you steal that tablet, you'll have all the evidence you'll need. The pimp used to dabble in the exchange. Be careful if you're gonna poke around in there. It was well guarded, if I remember right.
Thanks.
There is irony in the fact that the chief of the ASC, who has established monitors for every citizen's behavior, is himself involved in trafficking. Not that blackmail and spying are not common, but he hasn't even shown much caution in hiding his role.
Hopefully this tablet gives us all the proof we need to out him. Without some sort of evidence, it's gonna be hard to use it against him at the assembly.
I would bet that even indirect evidence would be enough to damage him irreparably. This is politics, not war. Even subtle cuts can lead to death.
signal station and I'll stop your train dead in its tracks.
Good thing they don't have a rover.
Got that right. Aurora might have won the war and be overflowing with Technomancers, but they don't have decent fucking vehicles.
Can't do this. You a messenger?
Look, I can't tell you anything. Please, if I can't. The information I have is...
I know, but you're gonna have to comply. Train stopped. I'm gonna need your tablet and all the information that you can provide me about your dowser.
What? I would never jeopardize Aurora.
Either way, you're gonna give me what I want. You can give it to me, or I can pry it from your cold, dead hands.
You don't understand. Now, if I tell you, they will kill me. Either way, I will never be able to return to Aurora. Our dowser, Wisdom, was dismissed, executed. Take my tablet. It has anything else you want to know. Now please, please leave me alone. Please.
From my observances, it appears Aurora is undergoing quite a metamorphosis these days.
You think there's a way to take advantage of it?
The chaos could allow for some more escapes, perhaps rebellions, perhaps scum could.
Please, Seth, let me live. I did nothing.
You betrayed your people, never stopped being a slave, supporting Phobos who is more human than mutant. You deserve to die!
Seth, please! Allow me to take shelter.
Seth, it is you who are the traitor. If your hate for me is so great, let Deimos go and come after me. Let your rage be fulfilled.
Thank you. Thank you for helping. I thought that was the end.
Why?
Why what? Why did I turn in your mother? Ruin your plans with that man from Aurora? Because you Phobos are a traitor. Closer to your human mother than to us. Your own kind. I thought cutting that cord might pull you back to us. I was wrong. Even now, you leave us to go with that human. For what? While idiots like Deimos dote on you, defend you, swear you have had your reasons. Cain may be savage, but at least he knew where his loyalties lay. Remembers what we all went through.
Does your hatred have no ends, Seth? Does the cancer still spread through you?
It's my turn to ask, why, Phobos? Why did you abandon me?
The ASC decided to have a peek through your things. Aren't you worried about what they found?
Fortunately, most of the important documents are written in a language known to a select few. While there were things of value, I didn't want the knowledge to fall into the wrong hands. Kind of a good thing the giant mantis destroyed everything. If it hadn't, Victor would have made this dome his personal study.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Hello, Amelia.
I want to keep investigating. Remember what we found in the archives? The secret military shit in Eos Cosma?
Yeah. So how do you want to do this?
We gotta find a way to get into the military archives in Ophir and steal some files.
We don't even know where these files are, Amelia. But maybe I know someone who could point us in the right direction. Eliza Major, my former captain, and have access to all of them.
Ask her to read them and tell us what the hell's in there then. After that, we just gotta get back to the rover and make trails for Eos Cosma.
That road must have been taken dozens of times, Amelia. If your father was there, we'd have found him by now.
That's not true, Zach. Nobody takes that road anymore. Not with the shadow paths. There's no reason to take the rovers that way since the area has already been mapped out. All he wanted was to find that kid. We should take that road, Zach. Please.
Sure. If that's what you want to try. You know it's been...
They don't exist, Zach. He's dead. I know that. Honestly...
Patience! Wake up! Patience, come on! Damn it, they almost killed him.
Stop! Let me go. I won't tell you it. Zach? Zach, holy shit, is it really you?
What the hell happened to you?
I was on the way back to my place. There was someone behind me, and before I could turn, he was on me. Next thing I knew, I woke up in a cell. They tortured me for days. Wanted me to talk, wanted me to tell them everything I knew about you. Where you were, what you were doing, what we found.
You figure out what the tablet said?
Unfortunately. If I hadn't, then I wouldn't have been able to tell them anything, but I just finished when they found me.
What did it say?
It talked about a giant research base that was able to keep in contact with Earth. They had a beacon and gave the base's coordinates. I mean, the coordinates weren't up to date anymore, so I had to recalculate them, but it's in the South Pole, Zach. It's protected by a huge layer of ice.
What did you tell him?
At the beginning, I fought, Zach. I did. I fought. Didn't say a damn thing. Then Victor came. And the shit he did to me, Zach, you have no idea. I didn't tell him everything. I didn't, but I had to tell him something. Or I told him what I found in the tablet. Everything. I'm so sorry.
Stop. It's fine. You did what you could. Everyone's got a breaking point. All right, let's untie you and get you out of here.
Must find the City of Ice before they do, Zachariah. If Victor finds the beacon, he could use it to gain the people's trust. Furthermore, if he finds the secrets buried there...
He's got a head start, but we'll catch him.
Aye, aye, Zach. If it's really the City of Ice...
What?
I'll have to make some mods. It'll be tougher than you think. Also, wear an extra layer or two if you don't want to freeze your nuts off.
Big Ice City. That reminds me of...
A tangent that'll lead to another tangent?
No, Yes, that was it.
As long as Victor has the Assembly's blessing and the full support of the ASC, it'll be pointless to look for that city. With this huge resource advantage, he'd beat us there every time.
What do you think we'll find in that lost city? You know, besides the beacon. I suspect the settlers brought back plants and animals from Earth, and probably left some in that base. And if just a few survived, we could find an ecosystem unlike any on Mars, completely sheltered by the ice.
Why should we go to this city instead of just overthrowing Victor? What are you planning?
I'm looking for a beacon. I want to get in touch with Earth, but not so I can run from the ASC, and so I can reunite with our ancestors, gain back everything we've lost. With the people of Earth, we can stop the wars over water. We can utilize the technology we lost. We can understand the choices they made.
That sounds perfect. Too perfect. I hope what we find doesn't disappoint you.
Meet Patience. We just broke him out of one of the ASC's jails. He could use a place to recover.
Then he is welcome to recover here. Our healers, Patience, will be honored to tend to your wounds.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. All this reminds me of an old hiding spot I had in the desert. Thank you again, both of you.
This is real nice and all, but I don't know about all this.
About what?
I'm guessing you're gonna want to go to that city, right? Right. Problem is, that city's coordinates, according to what Patience said, is the South Pole. Rover's good, but it ain't that good.
Any way to make it that good?
I don't know. Gotta think about it. I mean, it'd need some sort of ice-breaking blade in the front and insulation around the whole thing.
If I know you, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I like your faith in me, but... Problem is, I don't have a damn clue how to add all that heavy shit to the rover's frame without slowing it down like fucking crazy. My dad would have known what to do. Not my dad, though. I knew he'd made improvements to his machines, but I don't remember seeing any diagrams. Though they could be somewhere in the shed. I don't know. Maybe Scott could help us?
We can ask, I guess, then head to the shed with him. See what we find.
Gonna be damn fucking cold out there, Zach.
Maybe we should go borrow some gear from Victor. He's known the site's coordinates a lot longer than we have. Sure, he's built some cold weather equipment already.
I like the way you think, Zach.
Mr. Mancer, I was sent by an important citizen. He's in need of your help and promises great support in return. He is waiting at the curiosities for you.
I'm guessing you're not gonna give me this important citizen's name.
No, just, he says he already owes you his life. I need to go. Can't risk people seeing us together. Goodbye.
Sean was right. Can't open this door without another Technomancer. Captain! I really need some information about Scott Seeker's son. Like, what happened to him after he got arrested?
You know how monitored we are, Zachariah? What do you want? I go poking around, we could find ourselves fired. Or worse.
We've never had a problem, have we, Captain? Always shot straight? I'm just asking for a little help for some friends.
Absolutely not. You want to dig for fun?
Whatever we find isn't gonna bother anyone today, but it could bring some peace to the people who never stopped loving or wondering what happened to the boy. The more I learn about it, the more complicated it gets. I'm just trying to bring some peace, Captain. Just look into some dusty files. No one's gonna care.
All right. Hope you're right, Zachariah. We'll dig into the archives, but it'll take some time. Tomorrow'd be the...
Tomorrow it is. Thank you. Captain! Good... You hear the rumor about Aurora's dowser?
Dismissed? Of course. We have a general who's dying to hear if it's true. It would open a door to recover what was taken from us.
Tell your general he can stop dying, then. I took a tablet from an Aurora messenger. Confirmed everything.
Where Victor failed, you succeeded. And it is exactly what our military commanders will think. Colonel's going to have trouble keeping support in the assembly with that out there. Well done, Lieutenant.
Traitor!
Hello, Phobos.
Hello, Zakara.